Yeah,
Republicans
the parents were Republican because at that point the Republican Party was very anti-Soviet Union
Right.
and pro-Ukraine,
Right.
which is now it's completely flipped. Republican MAGA is anti-Ukrainian. Ukrainian Americans are born here. 70, 80% plus still support Trump, which I can't explain.
Why do you
it.
think they do that?
Racists.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the big thing that comes to mind. Non-tolerant of immigrants. The way they talk about immigrants is the way that people spoke about my parents when they came here. You know, DP, displaced person. They were treated differently because they had an accent. And my generation, Ukrainian American, is doing the same thing to immigrants that are here now. Which is a shame.
That's got to hurt a little bit.
Yeah. And I tell them, you know what? The way you talk about immigrants and other people is the way they talked about your parents and my parents. You know, they consider them, lower.
Do you think it's going to change?
No, I don't think they will ever abandon MAGA and Trump. I go to, we have a youth organization. And
Ukrainian youth organization?
Yeah, there's one in Chicago, there's one in Palatine. Pretty big organization. They have, on Saturdays they teach Ukrainian, like Ukrainian school,
Right.
history, culture, language. Then they have dancing groups, ethnic dancing, sporting teams, and stuff like that. I've lost, I'd say 80% of my friends I've lost because of what's going on politically, that I'm not a Trump supporter. And my family.
Ukrainian family.
Yeah,
as
my
well.
brother. Yeah, he doesn't talk to me.
Has it changed at all
No.
as the time's gone on?
No, it's gotten worse.
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 Because there was actually a chance in the first Trump administration that you could say, okay, let's see what this is all about.
Exactly. No, they voted for him 3 times.
Yeah. And would vote for him for a 4th time.
I guarantee you, they would vote. They would say no, he deserves a 3rd term.
And they don't care that he supports Putin.
No, they don't. They say, I'm voting because I don't want to lose my rights in America.
The same thing that every MAGA.
Yeah, that's what they say. I don't want to lose my rights as an American citizen. I live in America now. I don't want to lose my rights. It's the complete opposite,
I know. You know it, and I know it.
So I've stopped talking to them. I mean, it's useless to even discuss like a human to human discussion. Because if you say something, they automatically shut it down and say, I don't want to talk about
I
it.
know. I've been there.
Because I would ask them, why did you vote for him like a 3rd time? Oh, you don't know anything. You're calling me a enemy of the state. All that bullshit. It's a shame. Trump is a destructor. And that's his plan. He's so much like Putin.
No, yes.
That's why he loves. I've studied Trump. I'm not studied, but I've known about it. As you have. Since the 80s, right? When he wrote his book, and this and that. So, well, it was very nice meeting you. I don't know if you don't want to hear anymore.
Hang in there.
Tell your students hello.
I will tell them. You tell my students hello.
Привіт від Chicago, Америка. Багато американців підтримують Україну. Ще багато тут є, що хоче, щоб Україна виграла війну.
Thank you.
There's still a lot of Americans here that support Ukraine and want Ukraine to win the war.
join with us. Join with the ancestors who have fought and bled and died for freedom. And say yes.